Betsy, come in.
In the flesh and on a mission.
Yeah, well, what's up?
First of all, I gotta thank you again for keeping quiet about me tripping the alarm at the Royal Palace. Rose would have chewed my head off.
Oh, like I said, no big deal at all.
See, you're such a mensch. You know, I was thinking today what a good guy you are. And, well, that's when I realized you're the one I should be talking to.
About what? I'm not following you at all.
Well, I have this humongous problem. Probably the biggest problem of my whole life. And I think you might be my only hope.
It gets chilly down in Holding, and you could wait years for a cup of hot coffee.
Thanks, Mom, but I'm okay.
Listen to me. Now, you hang in there, because I'm going to talk to Tom, and one way or another, you're going to be released this morning.
I pushed Marshall out of a window last night. And he's dead. Because I killed him. I'm going to jail, Mom.
Don't say that. And certainly don't start believing that. Bonnie, there are a lot of people who would feel that it was justified what you did, given the situation.
What people? You? Ben?
Ben is behind you 100%.
Well, that's fine, but you and Ben aren't calling the shots. And even if you were, it wouldn't even matter.
Sweetheart, I know you're upset, but you have got to get on board here with your defense. And it may sound calculating, but we have got to start shaping opinion.
The only opinion I care about right now is Sarah's. Tom, I need to see Sarah. I need to know that she's okay.
I'm sorry, Bonnie, but I think that's completely out of the question. In fact, you won't be seeing Sarah for a long, long time.
Will actually said to you that it wasn't him that spray painted Paul's place?
Yeah, I was at Al's diner with Rose when he admitted he lied.
Did you ask him who was responsible?
Well, yeah, he wouldn't point any fingers, and I didn't feel like I could press.
Do I even have to guess who is behind this?
Well, I did gently ask if it were Barbara, and I'm telling you, at the mere mention of her name, he completely shut down, said he didn't want to talk about it anymore, and then flew out of Al's diner. I mean, Daniel and I had to race out of there to go get him, to coax him into the car, to get him to come back home after last night.
Dad, I don't know what Emily's telling you, but I really am the person who messed up his...
Stop it, Will. You can't protect her anymore. I know what your mother's done, and I'm not going to let you take the blame.
You just can't imagine my shock when I realized what Will had done with that can of paint. I just think it was a cry for help, don't you?
Well, I'll have to talk to Will before I can render an opinion.
He's just been so upset about his brother leaving town. Paul has disappointed him so many times.
Well, as I say, I'll get a better picture after I talk to you and the rest of the family later on.
Well, I think maybe you can do more than that, Lynn. I think maybe if you could help convince Paul to make a commitment to staying in town, it might be the critical difference in Will's well-being. Don't you think?
Well, I
Paul,
don't think...
Paul, I was just telling Dr. Michaels how important Will is to you and how much the whole family has to come together to do what's right for him. What's she doing here?
Well, Mother, I think it's really time for you to get used to the idea of Rose being my wife. You were just saying how important it is for a family to pull together at a time like this.
Yes, but to bring her into a clinical setting like this without warning, I just think it's a little irresponsible.
Well, we're here for Will.
I see. We all are. Rose, your relationship with Will is casual at best. I don't know what you might possibly add today.
Oh, I got a lot to add. It's not something you might be familiar with. It's the truth.
Paul? Don't look at him. Look at me. You blew it, Barbara. Big time.
Mitzi, if you're looking for a loan or a silent partner or something, I'm afraid you're barking up the wrong pocket. I'd love to help you, but Carly and I, we don't have that kind of money.
No, see, I'm not looking for a handout, Jack.
Okay, then what?
Lily put up the money so that Rose could buy the shop, right? So Lily is the official owner, and that's not going to change. What I want is to convince Lily to let me run the shop after Rose is gone.
So go talk to Lily.
That's the thing. I tried that, and I was having trouble getting through. You and Holden are cousins, right? You pretty tight with Lily?
Well, yeah.
So maybe you could go to bat for me and ask her to give me a shot.
I think maybe you're overestimating my influence on my cousin's wife. Something like this, it's not my area, so I doubt that Lily is going to make a business decision based on something I have to say.
Yeah, but you could just ask her to hear me out, you know? I got solid plans, Jack, ways to improve the business, turn a bigger profit. If she hears me out and she doesn't want me to run the place, that's that, okay? But I gotta take a chance. You gotta talk to her, please. Just tell her to give me a chance.
If it's that important to you, fine. I will do that.
Oh, you're the best, Jack. Thank you. Absolute best.
Okay.
So I heard.
Why is everybody always making Mom out to be the bad guy? She's not.
Nobody's saying your mom's a bad person.
That's
We're just
not
saying
true. You and Rose tried to make me say it last night.
No,
Give me a moment alone with Will, would you, honey?
Okay. I'll be upstairs.
Thank you. You love your mother a lot, don't you, Will? And that's a really good thing. And I care about your mother, too.
No, you don't. If you did, you wouldn't have let her leave.
Divorces can be complicated, Will.
Adults just say that when they don't have good enough answers. We used to be a family. You, me, Jennifer, and sometimes Paul. Now everybody just fights.
Okay, it is true that there is part of your family that isn't really getting along right now, but around here, you've got Emily, you've got me, you've got Daniel, you've got Parker. We're all doing okay, aren't we?
Yeah, it's not the same.
No. I guess it's not. And I'm sorry that your life has had to change every time we switch gears or we messed up. But, Will, this really isn't about me or Jennifer or Paul. It's about you and your mom and what she asked you to do.
Mom didn't ask me to do anything.
You want to protect her, don't you?
Nobody's ever on Mom's side. Not you, not Paul, not Jennifer.
You know, wanting to protect your mother, caring about her, Will, that's a good thing. But lying for her, that's not a good thing, Will. It's not going to help her. In fact, in the end, it's only going to wind up hurting her.
Well, I don't want to hurt her.
Why did you tell Emily and Rose that it wasn't you that spray painted Paul's place? I need an answer, Will.
Please, Dad, can we just not talk about this anymore?
I know it's hard, Will. I really do, but yes, we have to.
No.
Oh, well, I love you so much.
I love you too, Dad.
And the only way that I can help you, Will, and make sure that you're okay is if you tell me the truth, Will. You have to tell me what really happened, Will. I need to know, and I need to know right now.
The truth is that Mom just wants Paul to stay, and so do I.
So, in order to keep Paul in town, Your mother spray painted Paul's place, and then she asked you to take the blame.
Why is that so bad? I mean, she said Paul's moving and he doesn't care about how I feel about it. We just wanted him to care.
I see. But telling me the truth, it's the right thing to do, Will. It really was. I'll be back. Be back as soon as I can, okay? I have to get over to the hospital right now. Are you okay?
Call my mom.
I'm sorry, honey, but I can't let you do that.
What are you talking about, Rose?
Mommy knows, right?
Paul, would you do something? We're supposed to be here for Will.
Oh, I am here for Will. See, I did a little investigating about the can of spray paint that was used in the apartment. It has a safety strip. If you don't take it out, bam, can't use it.
Well, I'm sure you enjoyed your little Nancy Drew moment, but I just can't imagine what that has to do with why we are here.
Will knew nothing about the safety strip.
How do you know that?
Because I talked to him last night, and I asked him to show me how to use it. He couldn't do it, because he didn't know about the safety strip. That's why he had to admit that he was not the one that spray painted the apartment.
You're lying.
I am? Really? Am I? Really? Talk to Emily. She was there.
Then you're both lying, and it wouldn't have been the first
used
time.
Your son. You did. You did the dirty work, and you used your son to take the fall. Didn't you, Barbara?
Will never would have told you such a thing.
Yeah, because you got him so cowed, he can't tell the truth. Right?
You don't believe this, do you,
Sorry to
Paul?
interrupt, Barbara, but you know, Will is still very vulnerable emotionally. So if what...
Rose D'Angelo, we met at the trial with Will.
Right, of course. If what Miss D'Angelo...
You know, I know how vulnerable my son is, and that's why I would never done anything so hateful.
I'm gonna give you a chance, Barbara, but only one chance to come clean. What have you done to Will?
Given that Sarah is a material witness in this case, I can't allow it.
I don't want to talk to her about the case. I want to make sure she's okay, that she's gonna be all right.
I can't permit you to see her for any reason. I'm sorry.
All right. So when?
Well, not until the case is resolved, one way or the other.
Tom, that could take weeks. She's gonna wonder why I haven't reached out to her. I need her to know that... I need to know that she's okay, that she forgives me.
Bonnie, don't say another word. Tom, I need to talk to you privately.
I can't comply with Bonnie's request, Jess. You know that.
Her seeing Sarah is not my priority. Her being released is, as soon as possible.
And I have the right to hold her for several more hours, and I think I'm going to exercise that.
Marshall's death was an accident, Tom. A tragic accident.
That has not been determined. Now, Jess, you know the drill. Marshall's suite is a crime scene and it's under investigation. We're going to interview hotel employees, guests, and wait for the forensics report. Now, although I can't give you a final determination, part of you must be aware that Bonnie is facing criminal charges, possibly prison time.
No, I'm not aware of anything. I will not let that happen.
So what did Tom say? Is he gonna let me see Sarah?
No.
All right. All right, then we just have to find another way.
Bonnie, as painful as this might be, I need you to go over every detail of the events that led up to Marshall's fall last night.
No, Mom, that is not the most important thing right now.
Honey, I am trying to defend you. Why am I the only person in this room who's concerned about your freedom?
If you were really concerned about me, Mom, you'd go see Sarah. That's what I need you to do.
I'm not a child you can boss around anymore. You can't stop me from calling my mother.
You're right, I can't. I just know that calling your mother isn't going to change anything.
I can still warn her that Dad knows what she did.
It won't change the fact that Hal already knows the truth. And as soon as he goes to the hospital and tells your mother, she's going to know the game's over. Will, you cannot protect your mother from the truth.
No, I hate you.
It's okay to be angry.
I never should have said anything at the diner. If Rose hadn't tricked me, everything still would have been okay.
No, it would not still be okay. You listen to me. If Rose hadn't pressed, you'd still be taking the blame for doing something. Something criminal that you didn't do, Will. You let this lie go on and on. It could have seriously affected your entire life.
Well, what about my mom's life? Why doesn't anybody care about her?
Oh, sweetie, people do care. But your mom's a grown-up. And one of the things you're supposed to learn when you grow up is that everyone has to live with the consequences of their own actions. Even your mom.
You know what? I'm gonna call Will. I'm gonna call Will, and you can talk to him, and he will tell you the truth.
You've got that kid so turned around, he doesn't know whether he's coming or going. He hears your voice pleading to him on the telephone, he's liable to say anything.
That is not true. He knows that I love him, and he knows that I'm the one who has supported him when everyone else has forgotten about him.
Please,
You know
this is
what?
ridiculous.
I don't even know what she said. I don't know what she said. You think about it. What could her accusation have to do with
Explain
anything?
to me why Will told Rose that he didn't do it.
If Rose even spoke to him at all. I mean, who knows? All these words that she's twisted around, all this business about some safety spiel. You know, we heard what Dr. Michaels had to say. He is vulnerable right now, and you were goading him? You were pressuring him?
One more word, Barbara. I just spoke to Will. He finally admitted that you spray painted that apartment and got him to take the rap.
Will wouldn't say that. What did you do to get him to say that, Hal?
I told him the truth. I told him that when you love somebody, you don't lie, or you don't get somebody to lie for you, Barbara. The poor kid was in agony. He was so bent on protecting you that he was ready to walk through fire before he would tell me what you had done, but he did.
Go find him now.
No. You have to understand something. You understand something. I did this for you. I did this for Will. I did this because you brothers should not be separated. You understand that, Paul? I love you both.
You don't know the meaning of the word. This might be the sickest thing you've ever done.
I'm gonna go with you.
No.
What?
You stay away from my little brother.
What?
You heard me. My mother is certifiably insane, and what she has done is unforgivable. But you, I don't know why you bent over backwards to hurt Will. And me.
Coming up on As the World Turns.
Why, you sly little devil. You've got a secret past.
It's your fault my daddy's dead. And you're the reason that they reopened the case against him.
I'm so sorry.
Don't touch me, okay? I hate you, and I'll hate you forever. You think I'm afraid of you, Barbara? You're too pathetic to be afraid of.
Huh. Oh, you'd better be afraid. Because I'll tell you what, you have crossed me for the last time.
Right, enough, Barbara.
So after I finally convinced Jack to help me out, I had to thank him. I didn't mean to get carried away.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, Carly, Missy was only here but a few minutes.
Fast worker, huh?
Jack, I am so sorry. Maybe you'd like to do that.
Oh, no, you seem to have everything under control.
Give me that.
You know what? I better get going. Before I do, Carly, I just want to tell you that I have total respect for you, okay? Not just as a fellow creative type, you with your designs and me with hair, but as a woman and as Jack's wife. I just want you to know that this was totally innocent, okay? Jack and I are just old friends. Old, good friends.
Really? Jack, why didn't you ever tell me about that?
I don't know.
Must have slipped his mind. I get that a lot. You know what? I'm gonna get going.
Oh, no, please don't go. See, Jack has this really awful habit of leaving out the details. And you know, we creative types, we live for the details.
Well, I'm sure Jack could fill you in later.
I would much rather hear the whole story from you. Would that be fun?
Bonnie,
I know Sarah has been through a terrible ordeal.
That's exactly why I need you to go see her.
But she is safe at Durgan Street. You, however, are still in jail, and we have to start planning your defense. Seeing Sarah can wait.
No, Mom, it can't. You want details about what happened last night, but all I can see is her face. All I can see is her running away from me. I cannot concentrate. I cannot
Honey,
focus.
you have to try.
Her father is dead, Mom. And the one person, the closest thing that she had to a mother is responsible. I need to know how she's handling this.
Sarah is with Troy. She trusts him. He cares about her.
But he doesn't love her like I love her. You saw the look on her face. You saw how she looked at me. She could barely even look me in the eye. So what happens after last night? What if she starts to hate me, the one person she thought she could count on? She's gonna feel so desperate and so alone.
Sweetheart, that is not going to happen.
How can I be sure?
Because Sarah has always believed in you. And she knows that everything you've done for the brief time that you have been in her life has been for her. And as horrible as it might be for her to lose Marshall so suddenly, she has to understand that you are only trying to protect her.
How can I be sure, Mom? I need you. Please just go see her. Just tell me how she is and that she's okay. Do that, Mom. Come back, and I promise, I will tell you everything you need to know about what happened with Marshall. I promise.
All right. All right, Bonnie, I will go see Sarah. But you have to promise me that you will not talk to Tom or anyone else about this case. The most casual statement could be misinterpreted and be disastrous for your defense.
My defense? I wanted Marshall dead.
Don't say that. That is not true, Bonnie.
I did. In my heart, I must think it has to be true. Otherwise, how can I let things get so out of hand?
Stop it. Stop it right now. Stop saying that. You are not to blame for what happened to Marshall. And if anything, if everything got out of control, it's because Marshall escalated events a long time ago. Sweetie, look, you're upset, okay? You're upset, and you're just not seeing the whole picture. Now, you have to believe me. You are not to blame for any of this.
I just wish you'd go see Sarah.
All right. I will. So don't you worry about Sarah or anybody else. I'll be back as soon as I can. And I'm going to make sure that this all works out.
I did a good thing. I kept your brother away from more of your mother's insanity, and you're mad at me?
You knew about this last night, right?
Yeah, but I didn't...
You didn't tell me about it? What? Me, the man you're supposed to marry, the man you're supposed to trust with your life. You wait to tell me about it while we're here to have a meeting with my brother's shrink?
I didn't want you going off half-cocked.
Since when have you ever tried to stop a confrontation between me and Barbara?
Well, exactly. You'd want to handle it yourself, but it would never work because Barbara would find a way to worm her way out of it. Look what just happened, just right here. She denies and denies and denies, and then Hal comes in and slaps reality in her face.
No, you're just upset because Hal stole your thunder.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means that you wanted to rub Barbara's nose in it in the most embarrassing way possible.
So, what if I did? The truth came out. That's all that matters.
No. The only thing that matters is Will.
Well, yes! We found out that Will wasn't responsible for spray painting the apartment. Barbara did it.
Rose, Will must have been freaking out after he talked to you and Emily. I mean, to admit that he didn't use the spray paint, that's basically him indicting his own mother. How do you think that felt? And you just left him all alone to deal with that.
No, I didn't, because Emily was there. She took him home.
Emily's not his real family.
I don't think you should let her hear you say
Listen,
that.
if you had just told me about it, I could have done something about it, but you didn't tell me about it, and I couldn't do anything about it because I didn't know anything.
Will's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine.
You don't know that. He's a very sensitive kid, Rose, and you traded in any concern that you had for him for a chance to stick it to my mother.
You know, you have done some horrible, horrible things in your time, Barbara. But using Will in this way, this is unforgivable.
Hal, I have to insist that you and I talk alone about when and how I can see Will next. Could we do that now, please?
Of course, of course. Don't you even think about leaving here. No end runs around me to get to Will. You take one step off this floor, I will put an APB out on you so fast your head's gonna spin.
Not so fast. You destroy everything in my life that is good and decent, and I am sick to death of it.
Oh, you are sick. Just let go of me. I'm so sick of your freak show.
You had fun, didn't you, Rose? You loved riding in here and making a fool of me, didn't
Honestly,
you?
Barbara, there is nothing that I love about you except your son.
What's happened to you, Rose? Where's that tough Jersey broad?
You think I'm afraid of you, Barbara? You're too pathetic to be afraid of.
Huh. Oh, you'd better be afraid. Because I'll tell you what, you have crossed me for the last time.
All right,
Lord
enough,
D'Angelo.
Barbara. Haven't you done enough for one?
Why are you? Why is everybody attacking me when it's Rose that has done all the damage?
Rose did not get our son to lie.
You know what? I was trying to help Will. I was trying to keep Paul here for Will's sake. Don't you understand that? Will understands that better than
He's
anybody.
easy to influence, Barbara.
He could have said no, but he was fine about helping me until Rose started goading him.
Will is not fine. When are you gonna get that? You are destroying him, lie by lie, bit by bit. And I am not gonna stand by and let you do it any longer.
Where's Will?
Paul. Oh. Well, I guess you heard what happened.
Yes, Emily! Why couldn't you and Rose have told me what happened last night?
Where is Rose?
I'm not sure. She's probably still... She's back in my apartment, I'm guessing. Where's Will?
In the living room. He wanted to be alone.
Yeah, well, I would like to talk to him alone.
Okay, fine. Can you stay until Hal gets back?
Yeah?
Okay. Tell him I won't be long.
Paul, I thought I heard you.
I know you didn't touch a can of spray paint. And I know that Mother made you say that you did.
Are you mad that I lied about it?
No. I'm not mad. I understand why you did what you did.
Well, I don't understand. If it's okay that I lied, why isn't it okay for Mom to do the same thing?
That'll be soup by the time you get to it.
I'm sorry, I thought coming here would be easier than just sitting at the shelter, but it's not. Everything makes me think of him. I mean, we used to come here and I don't want to think of it. It hurts too much, but I can't help it.
Will you be okay for just a second? I'll be right back. Jessica.
Thanks for bringing Sarah here to meet me, Troy.
I didn't tell her you'd be meeting us here, but I'm sure she won't mind.
How's she doing?
Not great. Confused. But I'm sure she'll be glad to hear about Bonnie. Bonnie's one of the only people she asks about when she's not too upset to talk, so... I'll give you a few minutes alone with her.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hello, Sarah.
Where's Bonnie?
Bonnie couldn't come.
But she promised she'd see me. She said she would.
I know. Bonnie is very concerned about you. We're both very concerned about
Oh,
you.
that's a lie. You don't care about me.
Of course I do.
You hated me since the day you met me.
Sweetie, that's just not true.
You don't call me sweetie, okay? Only Bonnie can call me that. All you ever do is try to keep her away from me. That's probably why she's not here now.
Bonnie's not here because she couldn't be. But she wanted to be here, so she asked me to come and see how you're doing. I feel terrible about what happened last night.
You should feel terrible. You're the reason he's dead, and we both know it.
I'm Jonathan. I'm your son.
I feel something for him. I think he feels it too, but it's like he's trying to fight it.
You knew that your own sister was falling in love with you. I'm the one who's going to tell Mara that I'm her brother.
Something that I did a long time ago has come back to destroy everyone that I love.
Guiding Light on CBS, the #1 daytime network.
The fact that you and my G-Man are friends is just fascinating to me.
It is?
Yeah. Isn't it interesting about relationships? Jack and I have spent so much time rehashing my past, talking about the things I've done when we've been apart, but I know so very little about his past, what he's done.
Know what I always say? Let sleeping dogs lie. Best times of the present.
But I want to know everything about my hubby. Wouldn't you want to know everything?
I guess. If I had a hubby, which I don't. Not that I'm in the market for one necessarily, especially not somebody else's. I better button it for now.
Okay, can't this trip down memory lane happen some other time?
Oh, come on, Jack. Be a sport. Let Mitzi tell me all about the two of you.
Mitzi, weren't you telling me you want to get to the shop early so you get
Sure
some
was.
last-minute inventory?
Listen, Jack. Thanks. You'll still talk to Lily for me, please? When you get a chance. I mean, thanks.
Why, you sly little devil. You've got a secret past.
Okay. Bonnie, I haven't released you. You can't go anywhere.
I know that. I need to talk to you about my case.
Without your mom here?
Without an attorney telling me what to do.
That's a bad idea.
I don't care. All I care about right now is Sarah. Tom, if I go to trial and she has to testify, that would be like me opening up a fresh wound, and I think it would be the last straw for her. I can't even consider doing that.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying that whatever charges you're thinking about bringing against me, I want to plead guilty.
It's your fault my daddy's dead. You're the reason that they reopened the case against him.
My issues with your father had nothing to do with what happened
Yes,
last
they
night.
did. You hated my father and you hated me. You wanted to get rid of him and keep me away from Bonnie. That's why he came home so angry last night. You were forcing him to leave his home.
Your father made a choice that he thought was best for him and for you.
You were making him leave. That's why he was fighting with Bonnie. If you hadn't done that, she wouldn't have ended up pushing my dad out the window.
Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry.
Don't touch me, okay? I hate you, and I'll hate you forever.
Am I gonna be in the way?
Nah, it's all off. We're not gonna be here much longer. Everything is back just like it was.
Oh. Just like it was. Not so sure about that.
Hey, Kevin was at the door. It's okay. I came up, yeah?
Sure, yeah. Come on in.
Yeah, Paul said you were probably here, and, well, from the kind of mood he was in, I was just... Is everything okay, Rose?
Not exactly.
So everybody knows Barbara Dill is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? And Paul's mad at you?
Yeah. It's complicated, but that's about the size of it.
He should be kissing your feet.
Oh. No, I don't think he's gonna be doing any of that soon. You know the crazy thing about it, Emily?
You mean besides Barbara, Ryan?
Yeah, Barbara, yeah, she got a little bit of what she wanted. Paul and me fighting again.
You know what? To hell with Barbara. As a matter of fact, to hell with Paul, too.
Well, sit down. What you did and what Barbara did are two completely different things.
Why? I mean, she lied and so did I. We both just wanted you to stay. What's the difference?
One, she's an adult, she should know better. And two, she got you to do something that you never would have thought of doing on your own. But none of that is important to me.
What is?
How you're doing. Do you need anything?
I don't need anything. All I need is to know if I got Mom in trouble. I mean, what's gonna happen to her now?
My God, Barbara! You of all people should know how mixed up Will is. I mean, how many weeks did we come here and visit him in the psych ward?
Those were horrible times. Why would you bring that up, Hal?
Because you seem to forget why he was here.
Because of that awful Stewart kid.
No. Because he had a very weak grasp on what was real and what was not real, what was right and what was wrong.
Are you saying that that was my fault?
The point is, Barbara, that Will is unstable, mentally and emotionally. But did you take this into account when you enlisted him in your little scheme? No. Your insane jealousy of Paul and Rose was more important than your own son's well-being.
Nothing is as important to me as my son. And Will knows that, he understands that, and he loves me, and he is loyal to me, and you hate that, Hal.
I have a
Everybody hates
newsflash for you, Barbara. When a 13-year-old child decides to play unstable to be part of your little drama, that is not loyalty.
Yeah, then what is it, Hal?
Sick and twisted.
And you are jealous. You always have been jealous of my relationship
God, are you
with
completely
Will.
unable to take any of this in? You made our own son think that it was wrong to tell me the truth.
And you are innocent in all this, Hal? You are a perfect parent?
No. No. I am as big a part of this problem as you are.
Oh, thank God you finally admit it.
My problem is that I keep letting you off the hook when it comes to Will, and I am not gonna do it anymore.
Really? Then what are you gonna do about it?
From now on, Barbara, I'm gonna make absolutely sure that you never mess with our son's mind.
On the next, As the World Turns.
I love you.
Well, make sure when you come back here, you've got your story straight.
Since when has Jack had to have his story straight?
Since I found out about his girlfriend.
Jennifer. No. Instead of deciding how you're gonna get back at Paul or Dad, you should be figuring out what you can do to help Will. You're his mother. Start acting like it.
Why isn't he out around town looking for me, telling me that he loves me? That I did the right thing? That I didn't make a mistake? No, I think I went too far this time. I think I lost Paul for good.